Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, oh boy, am I glad to have you. First off, happy Jedi Cowcasts Eve. We finally got the big update in Galaxy of Heroes. Jedi Cowcasts is officially in game, but we have to wait about 19 hours or so for us to get our hands on them. So please, I hope to see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna have a ton of fun. Yeah, roughly 19 hours from the time this recording. We'll have it till 1 p.m. Central Time. I believe that puts it at 11 a.m. if you're on the West Coast of the United States, and that should be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really excited to get my hands on this character. If you haven't seen the kit reveal card in the top right hand corner, I kind of noticed there was more hype for Captain Rex in the community, I feel like, than Jedi Cowcasts, which is a little bit odd. Maybe I'm just biased and I played the games and I enjoyed it, and maybe not everyone played the games. I don't really know much about the guy. I highly recommend you play Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, some of the best Star Wars games, especially from the modern era of Star Wars gaming. But what's going to be even more interesting, y'all, and this might be why you want to dip your toes in there, it looks like we might be getting some serious boost to either the Nightsisters, I think they're not Night Brothers, the Zabrox, I believe that they're called, so the species at SWGOH, and Darth Maul, because we just got a massive data mine, which is showing for the first time Malicos inside of Galaxy of Heroes. Let me bring you guys on over. I was beyond hype when I got the data mine information about this. Now the downside is we don't know what this is for. Is this like gonna be, we speculated maybe since he wasn't required for Cowcasts, maybe they'll add him kind of like a Riva node inside of Terra Trails on Dathomir, which would make a ton of sense. Maybe it would be a marquee event, maybe a legendary event. All I'm noticing is that it seems like we might not be done with the Cowcasts storyline. This is definitely a character that was probably the second, third most popular character from the Jedi Fallen Order series, and we didn't get it. Makes me think they were holding back, and they're making him kind of like some sort of higher status above the marquee level. So we don't have all that information just yet, and I highly emphasize, if you haven't played the games, maybe this is why not many people are like as high. There's more people that came to see Captain Rex and talk about Captain Rex than the next Journey Jedi character as an insta-kill, which is pretty funny, I think. So I recommend trying out this game. I'm hoping that Malicos is not going to be an NPC. I mean, when you look at this doesn't look like your typical, you know, NPC skin. Like sometimes we get NPC skins like for Crosshair, for the Pike Syndicate, and those showed up, but those are just NPCs you fight in Terra Trails. This looks like full-blown art for a marquee event, a legendary event, something of that matter. And boy, it gets me excited to see what they can do to bring him over to Galaxy of Heroes, lifting the Nightsisters, the Zabrox into like maybe an Inquisitor level status like Riva brings for the Inquisitors at this point. So I want to put this on your radar. This is our first look in the data mines, just like all these brand new updates that showed up. That was in the data mine first. It came to Galaxy. So I just want to emphasize things get subject to change, but generally when something's data mined, it's more likely to happen in some capacity than not. The question is, what is it for? Is it just going to be a boss? They haven't done artwork like this for some random boss inside of Rise of the Empire. So I'm really excited. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe Jedi Cowcasts is going to be needed for something bigger, although it doesn't make sense because Jedi Cowcasts, unless I didn't finish the story, you don't encounter Malicos in Survivor. Anyways, we got more stuff to talk about besides Taron Malicos. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you expect out of that? I want to go talk more about Jedi Cowcasts. Besides the Legend event coming out tomorrow, they're adding, we already kind of knew this a couple months in advance when Cowcasts and Seer Junda came out, that they're going to be adding a new Zepho bonus node. Now, if you didn't play Jedi Survivor, you might not know Zepho. They had these really cool Tomb Guardians. That's the most important thing. And they're bringing them inside of the Terra Trails. So in the Zepho node, you're going to be fighting these cool guys right here, which would be really sick to see. Let's go read some more of the details in regards to, but long story short, you're going to need yourself Seer Junda as well as Cowcasts to do this. As we'll do it, let's just read it word by word so you know what you're looking for here. Next up is all the new Zepho bonus zone in the Terra Battle Rise of the Empire. Bonus zones will give you access to new rewards and ways to use your roster to help your guild. They're also expanding the maximum star count by 1 as a result of this planet. In order to unlock this planet, though, you'll need 30 guild members to complete the special mission on Bracca, which is already in Galaxy of Heroes. From what I can tell, it's next to impossible to beat it right now. If someone beat it, maybe it was by sheer luck. It's not something people are maxing out and able to do easily. it really seems like we need Jedi Knight Cowcasts to get that consistency up a little bit. Right now, it requires Serjunda and either Cowcasts or Jedi Knight Cowcasts, and based off my experience, it seems like you're going to need Jedi Knight Cowcasts to do it. Note, you will need to unlock the Zepho each territory battle once. Just because you do it once, it doesn't mean you have it forever. You got to do it again and again and again. And there's, with this new planet comes additional combat missions. So no requirements for this one combat mission. 5 unaligned force users needed for this combat mission number 2. Jedi Knight Cowcast is specifically required for combat mission number 3. And this is kind of interesting. 5 clone troopers. That's kind of a first. We don't have a clone trooper only thing needed on Zepho as well. And the negotiator being specifically called out and needed for the ship mission out there. And you can see if you do the special mission for the clone troopers, you get 50 Mark II guild event token currency. All right, but there's a little bit more to all this here. I want to read this here. Combat mission 1 and the special missions both feature the combat against the Tomb Guardians, these guys over here, which is pretty sweet. And on top of that, which are enemies that cannot be defeated unless they are stunned. So stuns can be a very important mechanic in all this. And while Zepho's planet modifier can help with that, using squads that can reliably stun enemies is recommended. And then not all bonus zones will be the same, meaning Zepho's rewards and requirements will likely be different from future bonus zones. But beyond that, you're going to get rewards depending on how much power you could throw down on Zepho. If you only can put up roughly 143 million, you're going to get yourself an extra 150 Mark III guild event token currency, an extra 20 Mark IX Kyrotech battle computer salvages. If you can get at least past 229 million, you're basically double your guild event token currency, and then you get another 20 Mark VII Kyrotech shock prods. And if you can max it out beyond the 287 million, we get to expand it by an extra star. So the possibility of increasing the stars that your guild can maybe hit, assuming you have Jedi Knight Cowcasts, just went up a little bit. And then the bonus zone star will give guilds an opportunity to earn an additional star on top of where they are currently landing. Very nicely done. And they added, as a result, since they were giving an extra star, they lifted the cap on how many stars is the maximum here. So instead of 54, it's now 55. The thing is, no one's even close to that. I think my guild's one of the best out. I think we get 39. I don't think there's a 40 if my recollection's correct. So there is already so much growing space. But now with the Zepho, likely, we can hit the 40 threshold and you'll get better rewards. As a result, this is what the new 55 star is going to have to offer you. 1,600 crystals, extra guild event 3 token currency, get 2 currency, get 1 currency. So again, expanding it. So that's kind of the first. We haven't had a star expansion for any of the territory battles in the past. And they say it here too. Well, guilds are still ways off from 55 stars. This additional star does give an avenue for guilds to bump up to the next star where they are now. And here are the platoons as well, in case you're curious. Nothing too new at this point. A lot of Master Kenobis, Bensals, pretty typical stuff that we see across the board. One thing to note though, they did say because of its territory Omicron, Jedi Knight Cowcasts will never be required for platoon and territory battles. Wouldn't that be kind of a garbage feeling? You get this brand new character, you just gotta throw it in the platoons. So that's great to see. I'm not gonna talk too much about the rest of the stuff here. This is all stuff we talked about, but I wanna say this. This update feels nice, besides a couple of bug issues. What else is new though? It feels good to finally have fleet management. Better late than never. We've been asking for a while, took years, we got excuses why they couldn't do it. It's nice that it's finally here inside of Star Wars Galaxy here, so that's fantastic to see. We have a new territory battle stats update that's going to give you a more accurate representation of the scoring inside of your guild. And on top of that, we also have the turn order, which I was not expecting. I know we saw this in the data mine. I wasn't expecting to have it so soon. So make sure you update your game. It's got this nice little visualizer. It's not 100% like perfect, but it's better than before. So when things get bonus turn, bonus turn meter, things will shuffle around a lot, but it's better than nothing, and it helps you get a better idea on how things work. And even say here that the turn order widget is not a hard and fast rule. If characters gain turn meter, they can jump the line. However, it can give players a better idea of who is going next when the turn meter is close. So I'm not going to complain. It's better than nothing. It's a good start, and maybe they'll fix it. But for example, let's just say there was 5s or something, and you hit another clone trooper. He may have been higher up the line, and now all of a sudden he's going to jump faster to get in front of the line if he gets bonus turn. So it's some things you got to just kind of know what could happen. I can change it, but it gives you a rough idea of where things are, and the same thing happens. It's in ships as well. Lastly, we have some information about this. The treasure nodes and conquest. The sim feature is here as well that we talked about a couple days ago. It's not as robust as I was wanting. it was kind of what I was expecting. They want people to engage with Datacrons more. Even myself, I kind of fell off the free-to-play farming of Datacrons because it's just a big pain in the butt. And, you know, I've been kind of doing well without the Datacrons, it seems, lately. Anyways, it says here we have the Simmable Treasure Node in Conquest. It's available to everyone. So, I mean, I shouldn't give a round of applause for this. I was worried, though. All right, give him a quick round of applause. It's not going to be gated behind the Conquest Pass. There we go. I'm sure it's going to at least get people to engage a little bit more. However, the downside is it's not going to complete feats. The good news is it doesn't use any stamina. And then the simming will use Conquest energy. So again, they're treating the Datacrons, the treasure nodes that they call them, basically like a cantina table where you're not really running the character. You're just kind of doing the autocomplete and calling it a day. So on the plus side, it's a quality of life for those that do want to grind Datacrons. You're not spending an hour per day just to hit auto. It was a much needed thing. Glad they're not locking behind a Conquest Pass. Maybe that'll tempt people to maybe engage with it a bit more. I'm not going to go that crazy, but the possibility might be there at the end of the day. But otherwise, beyond that, that's pretty much it. The update feels good. I'm really happy about a lot of this stuff. And man, the Malicos thing, ooh, I was a little bummed when we didn't get Malicos' requirements, but I felt like there had to be something bigger with this guy. And he wasn't maybe just a marquee level character. I mean, it was kind of the big boss fight that came along inside of Jedi Fallen Order. So it would maybe rival something a little bit better, something like a Reva, a legendary, a journey event, whatever the case might be. We're going to keep you up to date on where things are going. But until then, all my Night Brothers, Zabroks, Nightsisters, whatever you might be, I know you're getting anxious for Malicos to come to Galaxy of Heroes, but nonetheless, make sure to leave that like, you comment down below, get ready for tomorrow for unlocking Jedi Cowcasts. Really looking forward to the character. Hope you guys get to check out the game if you haven't played it already. And more importantly, until we meet again, always remember how it's great to be in the Empire today.
It's great to be in the Empire today. The sun never sets.